Hey guys, it's me again. I think this is recording. Wait a minute. Sorry. I'm not redoing it. Okay. Hey guys, it's me again, the Crafty Curator. I just uploaded a video a few minutes ago showing my whips and going through the majority of the haul that I have acquired since August that I failed to share with you because I wasn't recording. So I think I'm up to date now, except for the infamous Paula Vaughn haul. So I was saying in my last video, there was this epic eBay haul. This woman on eBay was no longer able to cross stitch, so she was selling her supplies. And what this included was an entire set of DMC. So I received 4 boxes of DMC floss like this. 3 boxes actually. And there's an entire set of DMC, several Paula Vaughn books, some Ada, some Easy Count Guideline stuff that you use for gridding, and some bobbins. So when I saw this, the entire lot was 25 bucks, everything, which I thought was outstanding because you're getting this entire set of DMC floss as well. Well, unfortunately, when I received the DMC floss, I don't know how long she had her collection, but I chose not to use the DMC floss that she sent, which is fine because it was still well worth the price for everything else that I received. I decided not to use it. It just, I don't know if it was in a basement or something, but, you know, it just had, it didn't stink. It just had an odor to it. It smelled like a basement, that's all. And it's not negative. You know, we all have, you know, stuff in our basements. And it's just, I noticed that. So I decided not to use it because you'll also see in my last video, I already have my collection, so it's fine. But I can definitely use those containers that it came in for something, so there's definitely value there. So I appreciate it. But I'm going to show you what I received in this haul. I received 7 unopened packages of 18 count Ada. This is what I use for full coverage designs. I only use 18 count Ada for full coverage. I have been thinking about maybe going into 25 count 1/1, or even 22 count 1/1. But for the most part, I use 18 count Ada. Rafiki's on 18 count. I just like it. So the only thing that might be a little tricky about this fabric, each of these pieces are 14 by 18, so it's not quite big enough for a Haid anyway. But still, I got 7 of them, so that's something. And then I got this huge piece. I'm not going to open it up, but it's a huge piece. Yes, I did just smell that on camera. I smell everything. It's really big. I'm not going to open it up. 18 count Ada. And then I received another piece. She started stitching on it already. And I'm going to frog out what she stitched. And I want to use it because she took the time to grid the entire thing. And I'm telling you, this will come in handy. Look at her grid work. But she did something in the middle. So I'm going to try to frog that. But look what she did. Golly, how can I not use that? That's like amazing grid work. But anyway, that's the fabric that came in the package. And I also received a brand new package of Easy Count Guideline. I've never used this before. but I think a lot of people use this for gridding, and it's what they used to use. You can see how it looks. It looks like I have a large spool of fishing line that's kind of similar to this. You know, while we're talking about gridding, maybe somebody can help me. I have used fishing line, which is a very thin, like nylon filament to grid, and it's worked well. I also tried using sulky threads. Now, when I use sulky threads, I have difficulty pulling the thread out. So I use sulky threads in Rafiki, and there's still pieces of threads in Rafiki. So anybody that uses sulky thread, Jessie, I know you're a fan. If you can tell me, at what point do you pull out the thread? Do you pull it when you're done with a column or with the row? Because I kept all of it in throughout the entire page, and then I went through and pulled it out, and I wasn't able to just pull it out easily. So maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I'm pulling it out too late. I don't know. But there has to be a better way to do it than what I've been doing, because people use sulky thread all the time. But on Rafiki, I decided on this last page, I was just going to grid him with a marker. And it's been so helpful and a lot quicker. Because in the past, when I was playing around with gridding, I would try to grid the entire project, which, oh my gosh, if you've ever tried to grid an entire project, you know that's some work. What this lady did, that's work. That took hours. So I've decided I was going to, I like the idea of gridding. It's helpful to me because of the way I stitch. I don't like the act of gridding. So for Rafiki, I just decided to do a page at a time with the marker instead of doing the whole project. But I want to know, I like the idea of sulky threads or the fishing line, but for some reason it's difficult for me to pull out after I've done the page. So I don't know. So I've seen videos on how people grid. I would love to see somebody do a video on removing the gridding with the stitching in place. So that's my formal request. If anybody out there, if you are about to remove any of your fishing line or sulky thread, or you use something tangible to grid and you're about to remove it, would you mind just walking us through your process? Because I can grid. I've had problems removing the grid, no matter what the material, be it sulky or fishing line. I've had issues. So if you can help, that'd be great. So on to the fun part. Paula Vaughn. I was about to say Paula Dean. Paula Vaughn. I have always loved Paula Vaughn. I've loved Paula Vaughn. I just heard something. I thought it was a dog, but it was something outside. I've loved Paula Vaughn before I realized that she was Paula Vaughn, if that makes sense. I've loved the designs. She has a signature type of design, which I've always loved. And I've always heard people mention how much they love Paula Vaughn, but I didn't realize that what I was admiring was actually Paula Vaughn. So anyway, because I didn't start really associating patterns with designers until I started watching Flosstube. I would just see something that I liked and would go for the pattern. I wouldn't necessarily take the time to track who the designer was. That was something that I've learned to do since watching Flosstube. But anyway, in this huge haul that I received, it also said that she had 63 Paula Vaughn patterns. 63. I didn't count, but there's a lot of leaflets in here, and then there's some books that have multiple patterns in there, so I do believe that it's 63. So I'm going to go through them with you. Some of these are a little older, but that's okay. We don't care, do we? So I've decided I'm going to do a Paula Vaughn. I've never done one. I've decided I'm going. It's probably what I can use that Ada for. Sorry. One moment. Let me just look at something real quick. Because I said those were 18 by 14. 3.5 by 7.5. I can do some Paula Vaughns on this 18 count fabric, guys. And I'm gonna. That's exactly what I'm gonna use it for. Okay, so I'm gonna share all of these with you. What I received. So the first one, I'm immediately thinking of Calico because she has a thing for birds. So these are called Summer Beauties. Oh my gosh, am I lying? No, this isn't a Paula Vaughn. Ooh, this is Carolyn Shores Wright. So I guess they were a mixture of patterns in here. I thought these were all Paula Vaughns. Everything else seems to be Paula Vaughn. But this one is by Carolyn Shores Wright, Summer Beauties. And it's some little hummingbirds with, what is that flower? Bleeding hearts. And I don't know what these are. But those are definitely bleeding hearts. So here you go. There's the first one. Heirlooms by Paula Vaughn. Nice little quilt in a picnic basket. The bucket of flowers. Heirlooms. Blue Ribbon Winner. This is book number 16. Oh, what was that last one? This was book number 17. So this is book number 16. Blue Ribbon Winner. Another quilt in a basket. This is book number 9, Victorian Bouquet. This is book number 75, Victory Garden. Try and get up close. Got some rocking chairs there, porch swing, nice little quilt, Afghan. Man, that looks like my kind of neighborhood, right? Sitting on the porch swing, doing a little cross stitch, sipping a little coffee, waving to the neighbors. I can do that. I could do that. I could be there. Book number 35, Cherished Moments. Here we have a vase of flowers. Looks like a little jewelry box. Looks like a little journal, possibly a Bible. It's nice. I think as I go through these with you, I'm gonna try to figure out which ones I want to do. Ooh, and I just see which one. Okay. Midsummer Roses, book number 49. Ooh, what am I doing? And this is a book. Wait a minute. Because most of these, everything I've shown you up until now has only one pattern. This is an actual book. This is book number 63 of Bouquets and Blossoms. I have a thing for sunflowers, so looky there. Let's look at these together, shall we? So here we have simply sunflowers. It's a nice one. Just picked jonquils. Wildflower Rhapsody. A little water pump back there. Windowsill Serenade. Hydrangea Harvest. I love the smell of a hydrangea. Not a huge fan of the flower itself. It's pretty. It's not one of my favorites, but I do love the smell of a hydrangea. Sweetest regards. Flowers in a mailbox. That's how my mailbox looks. I don't know about yours, but mine is bursting with a bouquet of flowers mixed with mail. Rosy Repose, Glare. Wild and Wonderful, some wildflowers there. Fence Post Bouquets. These are 2, so they must be a little smaller. It's the first one. Second one, little birdhouse. Violet Vignette. Oh, this glare. There you go. Looks like some African violets in there. Speaking of African violets, Yarnsta Chick on Instagram is doing some type of giveaway. I want to say that her email address is jackoscraftycorner.uk.co. I don't know. I'll clarify that and put it in the comments. But she is doing a giveaway, and in that giveaway, she's giving away 2 skeins of that fabulous floss that Carolyn always shows on her videos. And in order to win, you have to suggest a name for these flosses because they have no name. So one of them, the one that she's showing, is like purple and green. Looks like a little bit of silver in there. But I've already submitted like 5 names because I want it bad. And one of the names I submitted was African Violet. So Yarnsta Chick, I hope I win because I really, really want to. This is Gentle Delights. Poetic Gathering. That's all, folks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I'm counting because I think it says in the beginning how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So there's 13 patterns in Paula Vaughn's Bouquets and Blossoms. It's book number 63. Book number 80, we have Pillows from Paula's Garden. I'm reading the notes that she wrote on here, the person that sold this to me. She wrote on here about something, and I'm just reading it. So this is, I'm sorry, I'm looking at it. The whole purpose of this is to share with you guys. Pillows from Paula's Garden. Book number 80. 80 books. It's a busy lady. So all of a sudden, right, ooh, I wonder if I can put these on my Afghan. Do you remember, I'm sitting here talking to you guys like you're actually here. Do you remember that video? It was the one where I was talking about the Delt tiles from that Nordly showed. Where is Nordly? Nordly, I miss you so much. I always look for you. I miss you. Nordly showed on one of her videos with the Delt tiles, and I liked them so much I decided that I was going to make an Afghan. I have not made my Afghan. I have stitched and frogged maybe about 20 stitches on that Afghan in the same square, and I have never touched it again. So what you are witnessing here is me yet again making plans for this Afghan. And instead of using the Delt tiles, now I want to use flowers. Because this is pretty. We have a beautiful orchid. Even though I just showed an orchid kit in my last video. But these are 2 of my favorites. Orchids and sunflowers. It's pretty. Those are sunflowers, right? That's not a sunflower, is it? It looks like a sunflower, but the leaves don't quite look like a sunflower. Let's look. Let's learn. Okay. So here we have a zinnia, because that's what the seed pack at the bottom of the page says. And beautiful roses. Spool of thread is in there somewhere. These are actually really pretty. I'm not much of a flower girl. Oh my gosh, they're black-eyed Susans. I live in Maryland. That's our state flower. Those are black-eyed Susans, everybody. They're not sunflowers. And people that live in Maryland should know these things, because that's our state flower, and we should know. These are all graphs I'm flipping through. I'm trying to see if they give an option to look at the bigger picture. Maybe toward the end of the book? No. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this, Paula Vaughn? How am I going to share your beautiful pictures? I'm going to figure it out. Alright. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to use one of her books to cover it up. Right? We're going to get creative. There's the black-eyed Susan. There's the hydrangea. The crooked hydrangea. If all of these flowers are on the back of this, I'm going to be really upset. They're not. Dusty pink roses. Again. I don't know flowers at all, apparently, because the beautiful orchid that I was admiring, that I was saying was one of my favorite flowers in the world, is actually a magnolia. So I don't know my flowers at all. Magnolia. And I should actually stitch that. One of my favorite singers is Billie Holiday. She loved to wear a magnolia in her hair. So these are light pink wild roses. Whatever happened to my Billie Holiday cross stitch? Do you remember I showed that to you? Whatever happened to that? Here we have the zinnias. The design size is 9 by 7 3/4 for 14 count. I wonder what the design size would be for 18 count. And I have 6 by 6 squares on that F. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research and investigate. And these are dark pink wild roses. I can't believe... What am I doing? Dark pink wild roses. Okay. I am geographically challenged when it comes to this camera. It's right there, but for some reason when I go to hold the picture up, I'm all over the place. I don't understand what I'm doing with that, how I do that. This is an iris. I'm playing a little game with myself. I'm guessing what the flower is before I show it up. Before I show it to you, or before I look at it, rather. I guess this properly. I think I'm trying to prove to myself that I do actually know which flowers are which, probably because of that epic fail at the beginning of this demonstration. So now we have dark and light wild pink roses together. It's pretty. This is showing up okay. And that's the end of it. That's all, folks. So that was book number 80, Pillows from Paula's Garden. Yep. Next up, we have Quilts from the Garden, which is book number 76. Well, this is nice. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, this is a good one. Jessie Marie, you would like this one because I think she has quilts from the seasons or quilts for the seasons that she's doing her November. She's doing the November one. Quilts of the year. I don't know what she's doing. You know what I'm talking about if you watch her videos. But this has quilts from the garden. So this is nice too. Heartfelt Invitation. That's nice. Lovely lilies. And they are lovely lilies. I have my windows open and my blinds up. It's freezing out, but I said in my last video, it tends to be warmer upstairs. So I keep all the windows open. And if I look out my window, I can see like into my neighbor's area. So I wonder if they see me right now and they wonder if I'm over here talking to myself. Because they can probably see me if they're on their deck or looking out of their bedroom window. Probably think I'm talking to myself. Delicate Dogwood. Delightful Daffodils. They look like tulips to me. But I'm not sure I know what a daffodil looks like when I see it. Not familiar with daffodils. I don't see them all the time. But I believe her. I'm sure she knows what she's talking about. Favorite, flower garden favorite. This is nice too. My mom is a quilter. That's never my thing. You know, I come from, I don't know if I ever shared this with you guys, but I come from a long line of crafty women. And a long time ago, my mother did some type of genealogical research, and she found that our ancestors too were seamstresses, and did a lot of handiwork, and that's not too far-fetched. But the funny thing is, my mother is a quilter. My aunt, one of my aunt, her twin, crochets just fabulous Afghans. She's so talented with her with crocheting. My other aunt, she is a seamstress. She not only sews, but she designs clothes. Unbelievable. And of course, I knit, crochet, and cross stitch. So it's in my blood to do this type of work. So I'm trying to remember how I got on that subject because my mom's a quilter. So I just thought that was fascinating. So, you know, my obsession, I earned it honestly, folks. Treasure trove. This is Sweet Ohio Rose. Peony Paradise. Is it peony or peony? Which one is it? I say peony. Peony Paradise. Beloved Rose of Sharon. Oh man, this is nice. This has the singer. My mother has this. She has this sewing machine in blue. It's a blue antique sewing machine. Wow. Beloved Rose of Sharon. Nice. Sunflower Romance. You never know I love a sunflower, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is called Sunflower Romance. Those are black-eyed Susans. Those aren't sunflowers. Am I wrong? I think those are black-eyed Susans. They don't look like sunflowers to me. Because now I'm the authority on black-eyed Susans, right? We're going to leave that alone. Tulips Remembered. And now we're into graphs. Charts. So that was book number 76, Quilts from the Garden, 12 Beautiful Cross-Stitch Designs, from Miss Paula Vaughn. Good Neighbors, book number 58. This is a onesie. Oh, I can't see it. Wait a minute. There we go. Porch swing, no quilt, country house, big bouquet of flowers. That's her thing. The Seamstress, Needlewoman, The Seamstress. This is book number 28. It's a nice one. Needlewoman. I think this is a series. It is. So there is a Needlewoman series that apparently has the seamstress, the quilter, and the embroiderer. This is book number 30 by Paula Vaughn, the embroiderer. A little sewing basket, embroidery hoop. Yep. It's a trilogy by Paula Vaughn saluting the women who create timeless beauty with needle and thread. We do that. Book number 14, Quilting Lessons. Book number 13, The Fabric of Dreams. And this looks like a quilt with a sun hat. Kind of looks like a basket of laundry in the background. Not sure what's going on there. Book number 13, The Fabric of Dreams. This is book number 38, The Porch Swing. Book number 31, Friendship Quilts. I wonder if this lady, the lady that sold this lot to me, I wonder if she's a quilter. She's a cross-stitcher. She's a cross-stitcher. But maybe she's a quilter. I was thinking, I don't know, I just had a moment. I was thinking because of all the quilts, maybe she's a quilter. No, she's a cross-stitcher, but she may be a quilter as well. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about that as well. This is book number 66, Grandmother's House. And this has 12 designs in it. Gateside Greeting. Growing in Love. This brings back memories for me. I used to go to my grandmother's house in the summer. We used to spend summers with my grandmother and grandfather in Mississippi. And they had this huge garden in the backyard. Huge garden. And we used to go out and pick strawberries and I mean, it wasn't just strawberries. Like, we would make our entire dinner salad out of that garden. Collard greens, cabbage, cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, carrots, everything. And And my grandfather used to take us fishing. We could walk to the pier. It was like 20 minutes from their house. We could walk to the pier and go fishing. And we would come back and we would eat like salad and okra, stuff out of her garden. And then my grandmother would fry the fish. So we would literally live off the fat of the land and catch the fish that we ate. Priceless memories. Priceless memories, my gosh. A fruitful life. Fruits of her labor. My grandmother would also make homemade preserves. Yeah, we had big trees, pear trees. This is a chicken coop. It's a lot of times where a chicken came from. Definitely our fresh eggs. Country living, you know? It's good stuff. Waking up to spring. She made the best big preserves. A place of contentment. Oh, isn't this cute? Just got a text message. A place of contentment. Oh, this is nice. Little granny square afghan there being crocheted up. A ball of yarn. Little kitty cat being bed on the floor with the yarn. This is nice. Always a lady. Cherished melody. A cup of tea and thee. You know, I just noticed that she tells these little stories with each pattern. So, a cup of tea and thee. A gentle breeze softly ruffling their silvery hair. A pair of longtime companions rock, reminisce, and rejoice in the soothing warmth of a fragrant tea. Together for so long they have mastered the art of communicating without words. A glance and a nod are enough to acknowledge shared memories. A sudden gust of wind carrying the perfume of climbing roses awakens memories of a golden day when the gazebo was rich with the bride's cascading blooms. And the soft coo of a dove carries them back to a pleasant lakeside morning when they stitched the coverlet that brightens grandmother's couch on this sunny afternoon. Aww. Aww. Sweet. Hopes and dreams. Of course, we have a little hope chest there. Oh, gosh. Like mother, like daughter. Some of these books seem like brand new. The House That Love Built. Not Jack. Love. The House That Love Built. It's got a little kitty cat there. See the little kitty? Everybody loves a little kitty. Okay, that's it. So that is 12 cross-stitch designs in the Grandmother's House book by Paula Vaughn. This is book number 66. Poems and Promises, books number 37. It's a leaflet. It's onesie. My blinds are blowing furiously against the window. Wow, The Last Supper. It doesn't say what book number this is, but it looks like it's an older one. This particular book has been around a while. She started it. Oh, this is a fun fact. She started it February 18th, 1996. And she finished it on February 13th, 1998. I can tell this one was stitched because this book is worn. It was used. Going back to see. I'm not going back through all of these books to see if she put notes in there. But anyway, I'm sorry. There's The Last Supper. So the lady that sent this to me, she actually stitched that one. And this is the last one, my friends. Rose of Sharon. Sharon was referenced in one of the other books with the sewing machine. Okay. Rose of Sharon, this is book number 25. Did I show this? I don't know if I did. Nope. And that's it, my friends. I got all of that for 25 bucks. I don't know what I'm going to stitch. Definitely something with the sunflowers, though. I love sunflowers. I'm going to find something in there. I'm going to stitch it on one of these pieces of Ada. Or not. I think I talked about my plans for 2016 in my previous video. Maybe, maybe not. I know I definitely talked about plans for the chatelaines for the rest of my life. I don't know if that's going to come to fruition, but that is what I want to do. Just to recap, I have recently decided, and by recently I mean last night, I've decided that I want my first stitch of the year, every year, to be on a new chatelaine. And because I'm not made of money, and because money does not grow on trees like I used to believe when I was a little girl, that my mother always told me was untrue, I have to figure out a way to do this. So I've decided I was going to give myself a monthly budget of $20 to $25. And I'm going to slowly but surely kit up a chatelaine throughout the year as I stitch on the new one. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know. But that's my plan. And the next chatelaine that'll be started is going to be the Japanese Zen Garden on January 1st, 2017. That's my plan, folks. So I don't think I have any more haul to show you. I'm looking at this huge, I did get a huge bulk package of Anchor Black a while ago from eBay. Got like 50 skeins of it for like $6. So I'll have some Anchor Black for a while. My blinds are really acting up. The wind is blowing. So right now I'm rambling and looking for stuff to talk about. So I'm going to upload the video. This will be the second upload for today. So hopefully that'll be good stitchy company for somebody. I definitely want to do some tags that have been out there. See if I can set myself up to do the tags while stitching again. I know some people liked it when I did that. And I enjoyed doing that. I can't do that with a pattern that requires a lot of attention. So I can only do that with Rafiki and only when I'm working in the green. You know, Rafiki with his green, I'm never getting out of here. I'm never getting out of here. So much green. I'm not complaining. You know I love me some Rafiki. But this, when I get up in here, man, you want to talk about confetti? It's going to be bad. So, I ordered some cute snap covers off of the Stash Unload group. I got 4 of them. 2, I believe it was 1 8x8, 1 8x11, 1 11x11, and 1 11x17. I got 4 of them. They were like $20, $22. So that was a good find. I'm really rambling right now, talking about absolutely nothing. This is why people take notes. And I do have a couple of shout outs. I very recently discovered Trisha at 3 Owl Threads, and I'm not sure how I went this long without watching Trisha. She has brought joy to my life. She makes me laugh out loud. She has a series of sayings that I call Trishisms, because I call the things that I say that are kind of weird and quirky, I call them Tishisms. My nickname is Tish. So I call my little weird and quirky sayings Tishisms. But she says the funniest things. I've never heard anybody say Jeez Pete's. I have never heard anybody say wackadoo so many times. What else does she say? Crazy pants. She recently had a "you're not the boss of me" outburst, and she meant it. These are all what I call Trishisms. And she brings me so much joy. I laugh out loud watching her. She is crazy pants. And she has a pug named Lucy. And Lucy sounds like she gets into a whole lot of shenanigans, like my pug Bella. Bella, Bella, Bella. She is so special. She is so special. Literally and figuratively. Who else? The Bearded Stitcher. He only has 2 videos out right now, but I'm anxiously awaiting his 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th videos. I like him a lot. He has a thing for chickens. And I just enjoy watching him. I enjoy watching him. He makes me laugh. Seems like cool people. So anyway, I'm definitely rambling right now. I'm talking about absolutely nothing, and I'm thinking about things to chat about. So what I'm going to do is end the video. I'm going to wish you all well. The next video that you see from me, I do have some haul coming. I have stuff coming from the Nordic Needle for my Desiderata. And I got one, I'm so glad you guys love Desiderata so much. I got so much feedback on that. I did get one request to reread the poem, and I am going to do that. And it'll just be that, but I'll make sure. I think your name was Colleen or Carolyn. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. You know who you are, and I know who you are. But I have to go back to the previous video, so forgive me if I got your name wrong, but I will do that for you. So when the stuff from Nordic Needle comes in, I will do a video for that. And hopefully it'll be soon. Trying to think. I think I have another haul coming from somewhere. Thanks to Tracy, I have a huge haul of bottled water coming my way. Huge haul of bottled water, seltzer water. I don't know why I mess around with that girl. I don't. She makes me buy stuff. And I think that's it. I don't know. So thanks guys for watching. Forgive the last 10 minutes of rambling. Thank you for entertaining me. Well, I guess I'm entertaining you, but entertaining me, indulging me. That's what I'm looking for. Indulging me while I go through my Paula Vaughn collection, because I now have a Paula Vaughn collection. But that's it for now. So until next time, happy stitching. Bye.